get some lead, or you could do this with a pencil. This is just pin that on there, on here. Get a sharper pencil and just sort of get some of the basic things going. Here we go. Mix up a bit of Verdita blue. I could use cerulean. Verdita and cerulean are very similar. We have this conversation a lot, don't we, about blues, Verdita and cerulean. Just gonna up here. There you go. That's the that's it. That's the top. Right. Raw sienna. Want to run some of that blue, but I don't mind it running slightly catching. That's not really a problem. Just a little bit of orange in there. Let's get a bit of warmth going. Some sort of thing going on down there. It's about here. There's that, comes down. Nice. Just shoving a little bit of, whoa. Yeah, just try and do this whenever you're painting watercolor. Don't just do a flat color, grab a bit of orange or a little bit of yellow or something else. Just leaving us some highlight. You know, when you're painting like things like this, just leave a little bit of a highlight shape. Again, a little bit of orange. Comes down here. Just leaving sort of, you see that little bit of light coming through there, that little, lovely. See, I've added more orange to it. I'm letting it all, now let's go back to there. Take that down. We're very light at the moment, I know, but it's going to get dark. Oh, look, see, I've had a little bit of seepage over there. It doesn't matter. It's the beauty of watercolor. Right, okay. Get these running down. That one. So it's not much detail, is it? We're not doing a huge amount of detail. And over here, we're down with the a bit of orange. Don't be frightened of orange and stuff like that. You want to keep it loose. That's the whole point. I find myself tightening up a lot of the time. None of us can help it, can we? We're human beings. We do that. Now, the next bit is an interesting bit. It's called local color. What is local color? What happens is the local color of that brickwork is that color. That's in bright daylight. That's in bright daylight. And we can safely say that that wall here, and I was there, and I saw it, is in the same color, but it doesn't look it because it's in shadow. But you have to put your local color down first. That's a really important thing with watercolor. A lot of people go straight in, oh, I've got to put dark in now. No, whoa, hang on a minute. Put your local color on first. Now, the other interesting thing is that you've got a floor in here. Now, the local color of that floor, that's red. That local color is burnt sienna. And it's there as well. It's just a sliver of burnt sienna there. This is a really good exercise because it's not about the composition. Well, the composition is really complex, isn't it? But it's more about shadows and things. And the shadow I'm really loving at the moment, I haven't even got to that point yet, is that shadow there over the white. You get that little like bits of pure white coming through. This is virtually pure white, but look, you've got shadow there. So what do we do with the local color? Right, I'm going to go back and paint that local color in. But one thing I haven't got on here, I can't quite see where the floor is. So I'm going to guess it's sort of. So that's the red floor there. There, I'm guessing that. So what I do, I continue to drop in the local color, painting those things in the negative. Right, one more. Yeah. Okay. I can put a little bit more orange. I want to, while it's still wet. I don't think I've really talked much about local color in the past, and it's something I mentioned a lot in Cordoba. I mentioned a hell of a lot, and I thought it's funny that I haven't really spoken much about local color before, because people get asking me, you know, that what color is that in the shadow? I said, well, the local color is exactly the same as the brickwork on the outside. It doesn't change. There's no difference there. A bit of negative in that corner. Again, a bit of orange, just see that's all nicely drying now. Look, that's all. It's all looking interesting, and let's. Again, you'll see the local color a little bit later when I come to put the shadows on top of the local color. Whenever you do a shadow, the shadow never sort of sits by itself. It runs over the top of something else. Anyway, I've been a bit previous with these. I'm going to carry on being a bit previous and do a little bit of jiggerous ochreous here. Get some, oh, always, if you can turn things around and paint, you know, for a little bit more control. Again, I'm not too worried about. This is where you can end up being a little bit too neat. Yeah, just some nice marks and yeah, it's just nice drawing with a brush. There's no, I didn't draw any pencil lines of all this filigree, all this fiddly faddly stuff that nobody wants to do. I've just made marks, and that's enough. That's all you need to. That's all you need to do. There's a couple more little splidges coming down here and down the edge of that, but I can only do so much. Lovely. Oh, wrong, wrong orange. Oh dear. Some lines. These are apropos to nothing now. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm half looking at that, but I'm half sort of putting stuff in. A bit down the bases there. Oh, sorry, that wasn't the base, was it? There's the base. Sorry, wrong place. That's all right. Now I'm going to put in my this bit, the floor, which I think is more of a red. Even when I was painting it there, actually in Cordoba, you can't see it very well, but I had gone for a reddish colour there, and I've gone more for the local colour on the wall. Although the whole lot's gone a bit dark, I probably put the pigment was a bit rich. I think the ground here, the path is slightly different, isn't it? And we need to know. I think a bit of dry brush would work really well on that bit. What I think I'm liking about this painting, I know it looked really hard and you probably thought you didn't want to do it, but I do like these pillars in the negative. And when I get the big shadow in on the local colour, it's going to get really strong. I think, yeah, because I think it was very important in Cordoba, a lot more important than I thought it was going to be. Right, I'm going to go for red. I'm going to go for absolute cadmium red. Do you know, I might even just go for cadmium and really push the boat out a little bit here. Just get a bit richer here. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is turning into a very neat painting for me. This is So I am going richer with this red. I just wanted it. This is it. You learn as you go along. I thought I won't get it too dense, and now I am getting it a bit dense. I just wanted that. I wanted it rich. So you're always learning. Always learning. Now, the ground. I wanted just a slightly different colour. And again, it's the local colour. So it's not all this dark stuff. It's that light at the edge, which is less vibrant, as it needs to be cut. It's almost sort of mushroomy colour. So what I do, some burnt sienna, a bit of burnt sienna, and a bit of raw sienna. There was a bit of blue in that as well. It just sort of knocked it back. It's just a little bit too. It's gone completely green. Oh, don't you love it? Oh, some sort of nice greeny sort of colour. Quite like that. Greeny sort of colour. Quite nice. I don't know where that came from. Some things on the wall, some bits. Well, now's a good time to do them before the shadow, because you want your shadow to go over it. You don't want to do it afterwards, sort of thing. So I'm going to get just get a little bit of my sepia and just put a few things in here. Thing there. There's something on the wall here. Something over there. So there's a door. I remember when I painted it, there was another door or something over there. Get to just putting in a little bit of a few things. They're just things. Well, I've got my small brush, which is like a number 5 Kolinsky. Maybe it's time just to do a few more little things in. Not too much, don't want to overdo it. That's quite just a little bit of structure. Too much. Just want to put in some of that dry brush I was talking about before. Bit of paper. So a little bit of paper's on. Oh, there it is. Oh, on down the back of the radiator. Oh, love it. They love it. Love it. Love these live performances. They're very good. They all goes wrong. A little bit darker than I wanted there, but it's funny. It's all right. It's really annoying. I did the dry brush really nicely there, and when I come to do it for real, it's suddenly flooded. It's one of the things. Right. Let's have a look. Shadow time. We're at the end now. We're at the end. Just making sure this is dry. The shadows will pull it all together, make it quite interesting. It's the French ultramarine that appears for the very first time. French ultramarine is very different to sky. Always use cerulean or verditer for the sky, never French, because you want to save the French ultramarine for other things. Just a little bit of alizarin crimson, because I like it. You don't have to. You can use indigo if you want. You get a much more neutral. Or you can add blue with some red, other than alizarin, maybe some burnt sienna, and then you get a neutral grey. And sometimes that's nice. Just have a look. See, that's my familiar blueberry. Not, you know, it's just got that tiny hint of alizarin crimson in it. But if you could just try something else. This is French ultramarine. I'm going to mix a little bit of sepia. See? Oh, it's a bit shiny. That's a lovely neutral grey. If you mix more water with that, and by comparison, this is now looking incredibly purple, isn't it? What I had here compared to the neutral grey. So I could go neutral grey. I can try that for a change. Let's do it. Right, and that now you've got that grey going over the local colour of red, local colour of orangey yellow, and the local dark. So that's covering it. So all those things are being created in the shadows. So I'm going to carry on with that. Keep going. This nice neutral grey. Here. Sliver on there. Just left a little sliver of light there, just to help people see what the local colour was. There's now some other lines coming down here. There's a bit of something coming from over there. Carrying on with my, looks like a tree. Yeah, so you've now got the local colour of the red floor, but then it goes dark. Yeah? Are you getting this? Just gonna, let's carry on. That comes out here somewhere. So it comes round a little bit here. I'll carry on. Oh, then there's this bit. Oh. Oh, yes. Those that know me know that I like certain things. I always make this strange noise when I arrive at something interesting. Oh, look. So local colour now is sort of behind that. So we've already got, we can now see where the floor is and where the wall is, and through the concept of local colour. So all those people on here, not many people on today, a few people watching remotely, have learned a lot. Yeah, lots of What's this? Yeah. Yeah, shadow play. Right, well, I've still got the dark going. Okay, getting some shapes. Just going to get a lighter version of this now. Oh, blimey. Hang on. Just going to mix a little bit more. Didn't have enough. I thought I was being a bit previous there, rushing off too quickly. Getting some lovely shadows now. Just a couple of lines. Not too much, don't overdo it. Lovely. We'll be done with it. I like the way it's slowly running in there just a little bit. I quite like that. Lovely, lovely shadows, lovely glazing, loving it. Right. Nice. Nice. So I just lifted out, with the thirsty brush, I went a bit on that side. So I just nipped it in the bud quickly. So shadow. Right, you can put more little bits in. There's a little bit of nearly done. Little brush. There's just a little bit of if you wanted to in the foreground, you could just a little bit of nonsense. You don't have to. But again, those pillars are all painted they're painted in the negative. You've got local color before you put the shadow. Shadow comes on last. You can't put shadow onto nothing. You always put shadow over the local. You have to put the local color down first, and then the shadow. I like the way that's diffused up here. I like that brilliant white showing there and there. I love the shadows coming in. There it is, folks. I knew this would take a long time. I wanted to just do one demo today that was, a bit more involved than normal. Just taking my time, painting a little scene, a feeling